Well, I sold my my personal D5 a couple of weeks ago, and so I'm building another one for myself. I thought it'd be neat to add some more detail to it and paint a lot of the parts black, just to change the look a little bit and see if it improved the looks a little bit. So I was wanting to get some opinions of what people think of these. I painted all the side frames black. It's like a semi-gloss black from Tamaya. It's nice acrylic paint. And I painted the idler wheels and the drive wheels, the steps. I always paint the tips of the rivets and the grab rails in the hood, but I also painted the air filter and the exhaust stack too, so that it has a more of a gloss metal look. And the front grille here is painted black. And a friend of mine, Ken, that I moved dirt with, that lives not too far from me, he bought one of my machines, and he took a little Sharpie. It's very monotonous and time consuming, but it looks cool. He took one of the little fine tip Sharpies and did all the little dots in the vents, and then circled around them too, around the lines. And so I did it on this one. It takes a lot of time, but boy, I like the looks of it. It gives a little more realism to the hood. And what else is new? Oh yeah, also what is new is I added a backup beeper. And just like as always with the reverse lights, I have it set up on a mix switch. If you use either a DX6 or a DX6i radio for it, so you can actually flip the switch and turn it on and off. Because if you're in a small room or just operating with 3 or 4 people in a small room, about 15-20 minutes that backup beeper constantly running could get on your nerves. So it's neat to just shut it off and run it without it. And here's a head and tail lights. This machine I put 5mm LEDs on it too. Most machines I put the 3 on there. So it's also wanted to get video with the 5mm to get people's opinions of of how they think they look. I think the 5mm look better personally, but the 3mm allow the machine to look bigger because they're smaller lights. So I guess it's personal preference, but I think this looks pretty cool. Here's your reverse lights. Oh, wrong switch. And headlights. Of course, that's on its own switch too. Very bright, ultra bright LEDs. Oh, and the beacon is I have that actually set up on the rudder switch. Where can I show this at? Here we go. So if you move it a little bit to the left, if you get the trim set just right on there, you can actually use the rudder switch as a switch, rudder stick as a switch, sorry. And then you just move it a little bit to the right, and that'll shut it off. But if you find you're bumping it, like if you bump it when you're running and it turns it off, you can just hold the trim over, and it'll just stay there. So no matter how much you move, it'll be stuck with that on. If you want to turn the beacon back off again, just hold that trim over until it shuts off, and now it won't turn back on again. And I guess just for people that are seeing this for the first time, on the left side of where the driver is, there's a bind plug right here to bind to any JR Spectrum DSM2 radio. And on the right side by the driver's leg, right here, is a charging jack. And it's got a 5-cell, 6-volt nickel metal hydride packing. I think it's 23 or 2400 milliamps. But it runs for 3 to 4 hours on one charge. And you only have to charge it at like 1 amp on it, on a regular charger. It takes... Even if it's really low, it only takes, I think, 45 minutes to charge it at 1 amp. You could charge it at 1.5 amps if you're in a rush to get it charged, but it'll just put a little bit more heat in the battery, and heat's what kills them. So if you can charge it at 1 amp, I find that if I just charge it whenever I'm done running it, so that it's fully charged the next time I run it, I never run it for 3 or 4 hours straight. so I'm never caught with a dead battery. So, but there's a super detailed D5 with painted parts and Sharpied hood vents.